actually was based on these 12 nightmares I always had when I was a kid, and when I was 6. And they always kind of scarred me for life, so here they are. No bass playing. You just fucking ruin it. Okay. I was walking alone in this destroyed city, and there was a sign, and it said, "Welcome to the Dark City." I walked down the road, there were buildings collapsing on each other, there were abandoned buildings, I swear to God. There were abandoned stores, there was blood splattered everywhere. There are bodies hung up like fucking balloons, and there's dogs everywhere eating everyone. So I turn into an alley, and I see this monster. He has stitches everywhere, and he has other bodies springing out of every single side of him. There's one on his back, and there's one sprouting on the one on its back. There's one coming out of his arm, and there's an eyeball sprouting from his other arm. There's a body sprouting out of his head, or not his head, his chest. And there's a dog that's sprouting out of his left arm. I stared because I wasn't sure whether or not to be afraid or to run away. I didn't know, I was only 6. I stared at him as he mercilessly slaughtered that poor girl. And as he slaughtered her, his stitches ripped open, and the girl was consumed. 3 seconds later, a new body appeared on his, and it was the girl. She appeared on the knee. At that moment, I ran. I tried as hard as I could, but I was only 6, I couldn't run that much. I was a pretty chubby kid. Anyways, as I ran, the monster didn't even give chase. It was like a scene from Friday the 13th. And I was the camper, and he was Jason Voorhees. As I looked back, he was gone. And then suddenly I bumped into something and fell to the ground. It was him. As his hand drew closer to me, there were 3 more figures behind him. And as those figures grew bigger and bigger, his hand grew closer and closer. And then I woke up. This next dream involves the other 3 figures. This next dream, I was on a skyscraper in the same city. Behind me, there was a girl. Not behind me, next to me, there was a girl. She wore a bloody dress, and on her right hand, it was something that resembled Freddy Krueger's claw. No. She put one hand on my shoulder and told me, "Do you want to play?" I was scared from the last dream. Why the fuck are you laughing? I was scared from the last dream, and I knew better this time, so I decided it'd be better for me to just say no. She wore a very, very, very menacing smile on her face. It was as if someone forced a smile, that smile on her face, as if someone got a knife and just carved it right out like it was Joker or Jeff the Killer. She, blood started to run from her eyes, blood started to run from her mouth, blood was starting to come from everywhere, blood was sprouting from the floor, blood was raining down from the sky, and she kept looking at me, and the more she looked at me, the more static that grew, and the blood was raining down harder, and I swear to God, I think I was drowning in my own blood. My throat started to cut open, my eyes started to bleed, and then